Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Writing that provides information, especially information of an official nature. Computer science, a computer file that contains text, and possibly formatting instructions, using 7-bit ASCII characters. Anything serving as a representation of a person's thinking by means of symbolic marks. A written account of ownership or obligation. Record in detail. The parents documented every step of their child's development. Support or supply with references. Can you document your claims? Writing that provides information, especially information of an official nature. Writing that provides information, especially information of an official nature. Computer science, a computer file that contains text, and possibly formatting instructions, using 7-bit ASCII characters. The work of a writer. Anything expressed in letters of the alphabet, especially when considered from the point of view of style and effect. That editorial was a fine piece of writing. The work of a writer. Anything expressed in letters of the alphabet, especially when considered from the point of view of style and effect. The work of a writer. Anything expressed in letters of the alphabet, especially when considered from the point of view of style and effect. The writing in her novels is excellent. The act of creating written works. Writing was a form of therapy for him. The activity of putting something in written form. She did the thinking while he did the writing. Letters are symbols that are written or imprinted on a surface to represent the sounds or words of a language. He turned the paper over so the writing wouldn't show. Usually plural, the collected work of an author. The idea occurs with increasing frequency in Hemingway's writings. Computer science, a file maintained in computer-readable form. A presentation to the mind in the form of an idea or image. The state of serving as an official and authorized delegate or agent. A performance of a play. A body of legislators that serve in behalf of some constituency. A congressional vacancy occurred in the representation from California. A creation that is a visual or tangible rendering of someone or something. A factual statement made by one party in order to induce another party to enter into a contract. The sales contract contains several representations by the vendor. An activity that stands as an equivalent of something or results in an equivalent. A statement of facts and reasons made in appealing or protesting. Certain representations were made concerning police brutality. The act of representing, standing in for someone or some group and speaking with authority in their behalf. The right of being represented by delegates who have a voice in some legislative body. The activity of communicating, the activity of conveying information. They could not act without official communication from Moscow. A connection allowing access between persons or places. How many lines of communication can there be among 4 people? Something that is communicated by or to or between people or groups. Register electronically. They recorded her singing. Sound recording consisting of a disc with a continuous groove, used to reproduce music by rotating while a phonograph needle tracks in the groove. Indicate a certain reading, of gauges and instruments. A compilation of the known facts regarding something or someone. Al Smith used to say, "Let's look at the record." Be aware of. The sum of recognized accomplishments. The lawyer has a good record. A list of crimes for which an accused person has been previously convicted. He ruled that the criminal record of the defendant could not be disclosed to the court. Make a record of. Set down in permanent form. A document that can serve as legal evidence of a transaction. They could find no record of the purchase. An extreme attainment. The best, or worst, performance ever attested, as in a sport. He tied the Olympic record. Anything, such as a document or a phonograph record or a photograph, providing permanent evidence of or information about past events. The film provided a valuable record of stage techniques. The number of wins versus losses and ties a team has had. At 9-0, they have the best record in their league. Put down in writing. Of texts, musical compositions, etc. Remove, cargo, people, etc., from and leave. Put, an animal, to death. The sick cat had to be put down. Put in a horizontal position. Cause to sit or seat or be in a settled position or place. Cause to come to the ground. Reduce in worth or character, usually verbally. She tends to put down younger women colleagues. Make a record of. Set down in permanent form. To come or go into. The boat entered an area of shallow marshes. Be or play a part of or in. Register formally as a participant or member. Set out on, an enterprise or subject of study. Take on duties or office. Put or introduce into something. Become a participant. Be involved in. Enter a race. Make a record of. Set down in permanent form. Come on stage. Give evidence for. Establish or strengthen as with new evidence or facts. Support with evidence or authority or make more certain or confirm. Financial resources provided to make some project possible. The foundation provided support for the experiment. Argue or speak in defense of. She supported the motion to strike. Put up with something or somebody unpleasant. A military operation, often involving new supplies of men and materiel, to strengthen a military force or aid in the performance of its mission. They called for artillery support. Be the physical support of. Carry the weight of. He supported me with one hand while I balanced on the beam. Adopt as a belief. The financial means whereby one lives. He applied to the state for support. A musical part, vocal or instrumental, that supports or provides background for other musical parts. The act of bearing the weight of or strengthening. He leaned against the wall for support. Be a regular customer or client of. Documentary validation. The strongest support for this view is the work of Jones. Establish or strengthen as with new evidence or facts. The evidence supports the defendant. Be behind. Approve of. Support with evidence or authority or make more certain or confirm. Give moral or psychological support, aid, or courage to. She supported him during the illness. Aiding the cause or policy or interests of. The president no longer has the support of his own party. Any device that bears the weight of another thing. There was no place to attach supports for a shelf. Play a subordinate role to another performer. Olivier supported Gielgud beautifully in the second act. Something providing immaterial assistance to a person or cause or interest. The policy found little public support. Supporting structure that holds up or provides a foundation. The statue stood on a marble support. Support materially or financially. He does not support his natural children. The activity of providing for or maintaining by supplying with money or necessities. His support kept the family together. Lengthen or extend in duration or space. We sustained the diplomatic negotiations as long as possible. Undergo, as of injuries and illnesses. Be the physical support of, carry the weight of. Provide with nourishment. We sustained ourselves on bread and water. Supply with necessities and support. She alone sustained her family. Establish or strengthen as with new evidence or facts. Admit as valid. The court sustained the motion. Make real or concrete. Give reality or substance to. Our ideas must be substantiated into actions. Establish or strengthen as with new evidence or facts. Represent in bodily form. The painting substantiates the feelings of the artist. Solidify, firm, or strengthen. The president's trip will substantiate good relations with the former enemy country. To declare or affirm solemnly and formally as true. Establish or strengthen as with new evidence or facts. Say yes to. Strengthen or make more firm. The witnesses confirmed the victim's account. Establish or strengthen as with new evidence or facts. His story confirmed my doubts. Administer the rite of confirmation to. The children were confirmed in their mother's faith. Make more firm. Support a person for a position. The Senate confirmed the president's candidate for Secretary of Defense. The trait of being resolute. It was his unshakable resolution to finish the work. Analysis into clear-cut components. A formal expression by a meeting. Agreed to by a vote. A statement that solves a problem or explains how to solve the problem. Finding a solution to a problem. The ability of a microscope or telescope to measure the angular separation of images that are close together. Something settled or resolved. The outcome of decision-making. They never did achieve a final resolution of their differences. A decision to do something or to behave in a certain manner. He always wrote down his New Year's resolutions. Computer science. The number of pixels per square inch on a computer-generated display. The greater the resolution, the better the picture. Music. A dissonant chord is followed by a consonant chord. The subsidence of swelling or other signs of inflammation, especially in a lung. Find the solution. Reach a decision. He resolved never to drink again. Bring to an end. Settle conclusively. Reach a conclusion after a discussion or deliberation. The trait of being resolute. A formal expression by a meeting. Agreed to by a vote. Cause to go into a solution. Understand the meaning of. Make clearly visible. Can this image be resolved? A document granting exclusive right to publish and sell literary or musical or artistic work. A publication, or a passage from a publication, that is referred to. He spent hours looking for the source of that quotation. Someone who originates or causes or initiates something. Anything, a person or animal or plant or substance, in which an infectious agent normally lives and multiplies. The place where something begins, where it springs into being. Pittsburgh is the source of the Ohio River. Anything that provides inspiration for later work. A person who supplies information. A document, or organization, from which information is obtained. The reporter had two sources for the story. A facility where something is available. Get, a product, from another country or business. She sourced a supply of carpet. Specify the origin of. The writer carefully sourced her report. Technology. A process by which energy or a substance enters a system. A heat source. A detailed description of design criteria for a piece of work. A restriction that is insisted upon as a condition for an agreement. Naming explicitly. Patent law. A document drawn up by the applicant for a patent of invention that provides an explicit and detailed description of the nature and use of an invention. A branch of knowledge. Anthropology is the study of human beings. Give careful consideration to. Applying the mind to learning and understanding a subject, especially by reading. No schools offer graduate study in interior design. Attentive consideration and meditation. Preliminary drawing for later elaboration. Think intently and at length, as for spiritual purposes. He is meditating in his study. Learn by reading books. He is studying geology in his room. A detailed critical inspection. A written document describing the findings of some individual or group. This accords with the recent study by Hill and Dale. Be a student of a certain subject. Consider in detail and subject to an analysis in order to discover essential features or meaning. A composition intended to develop one aspect of the performer's technique. A study in spiccato bowing. A room used for reading and writing and studying. He knocked lightly on the closed door of the study. A state of deep mental absorption. She is in a deep study. Be a student. Follow a course of study. Be enrolled at an institute of learning. Someone who memorizes quickly and easily, as the lines for a part in a play. He is a quick study. A negotiable certificate that can be detached and redeemed as needed. Someone who vouches for another or for the correctness of a statement. A document that serves as evidence of some expenditure. A written document describing the findings of some individual or group. Clearly revealed to the mind or the senses or judgment. Patent advantages. An official document granting a right or privilege. A document granting an inventor sole rights to an invention. Grant rights to. Grant a patent for. Make open to cite or notice. His behavior has patented an embarrassing fact about him. Obtain a patent for. Should I patent this invention? Of a bodily tube or passageway, open, affording free passage. Patent ductus arteriosus. A choice that is made by counting the number of people in favor of each alternative. A document listing the alternatives that is used in voting. Vote by ballot. The voters were balloting in this state. A document entitling a commissioned officer to hold a higher rank temporarily, but without higher pay. Promote somebody by brevet, in the military. The act of surrendering, usually under agreed conditions. They were protected until the capitulation of the fort. A document containing the terms of surrender. A summary that enumerates the main parts of a topic.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.